She tried to control my money and called me abusive when I said no. So I exposed everything and destroyed her fake victim act. Let me give you a little background before everything went sideways. I'm a 32-year-old guy living in Dallas, Texas. I run a small but successful digital marketing agency. Nothing flashy, but it pays well. I own my house, 2 cars, and I've always prided myself on being financially stable. I don't flash it, but I've worked hard for it. And I've been burned before by freeloaders, narcissists, manipulators. So, when I met Qley, I thought I was finally getting it right. Qley was 28, worked in HR, and at first, she seemed grounded, smart, sexy, confident. She had her own apartment, her own car, and wasn't shy about picking up the check every now and then. That independence? Yeah, that was bait. Hook, line, and sinker. I fell for it. 6 months in, she moved into my place temporarily. Her lease was up, and I figured, sure, why not? We were in love, or so I thought. It didn't take long before little things started creeping in. Babe, can we use your card for groceries this time? I'll send it back tomorrow. Or, you make more than me, so it's only fair you cover rent, right? At first, I didn't mind. Relationships are about balance. Give and take. But her giving stopped. She started quitting her shifts. Said she was burnt out and wanted to focus on her mental health. She began suggesting that maybe she didn't need to work if I could step up more. Yeah, because paying for everything wasn't stepping up already. Then came the control. She wanted to see my bank statements. Questioned why I spent $200 on tools. Accused me of hiding money. The same girl who didn't pay a damn dime toward utilities had the audacity to lecture me about budgeting. I stayed calm, gave her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe it was stress. Maybe she was just struggling. But then came that night. I had just come home from a 12-hour workday. Exhausted. Hungry. She was sprawled on the couch, scrolling TikTok, wearing one of my shirts, surrounded by empty DoorDash bags that I didn't order. Hey, did you eat? I asked. No, I waited for you. Can you cook something? She said, without even looking up. I laughed, thinking she was joking. Then, she stood up and walked toward me with this dead serious face. I'm not kidding, Jake. You've been slacking lately. You either do what I say, or get lost. I just stared at her. She repeated, louder. Do as I say, or get lost. Something in me snapped. A cold kind of clarity. I didn't yell. Didn't argue. I just walked past her, grabbed a suitcase, went to the bedroom, and started packing her stuff. She followed me, screaming, calling me a psycho, a man-child, insecure, broke, ironic. Every insult she could think of. She tried to block me from getting to the front door. I gently nudged past her, opened it, walked outside, and tossed the bags onto the lawn. Jake, you're seriously going to regret this, she shrieked. Not as much as I regret letting you move in, I said calmly. She stormed out, slamming the door behind her, and I swear, I felt peace. Real, heavy, long-lost peace. I thought that was the end of it. But 3 days later, her mom called me, sobbing on the phone. Jake, please, she's in trouble, she said through tears. And that's when things took a turn I never expected. That's how long I had before the storm came crashing back into my life. For 72 hours, I lived like a man freed from prison. I went back to my gym routine, cooked a steak dinner in my boxers, played loud music, and actually slept in peace. No nagging, no guilt trips, no silent treatment. Just me and my sanity. And then her mom called. It was around 10:30 p.m. I was half watching a game and sipping whiskey when my phone lit up. Mrs. Collins, Qley's mom. I hesitated. I hadn't spoken to her much, but she always seemed sweet, nothing like her daughter. I picked up. Hello. There was silence at first. Then I heard her breathing. Jake, her voice cracked. I don't know who else to call. It's Qley. She's in trouble. I sat up. What kind of trouble? She's been staying with me since you know. And today, I came home and found her passed out on the bathroom floor. Empty pill bottles everywhere. I called 911. She's stable now, but she won't talk to me. She keeps crying and saying she messed everything up, that she lost everything, that it's your fault. I sighed. Classic Qley blames someone else instead of taking accountability. Look, Mrs. Collins, I said, choosing my words carefully. I'm sorry she's going through this, but I can't be the one to fix it. I tried. I put up with a lot. She used me, manipulated me, tried to control me. I gave her everything, and she threw it back in my face. She said you abused her, she whispered, like she was afraid of the answer. I almost choked on my drink. She what? She said you locked her out, screamed at her, threw her out in the middle of the night without warning. No, ma'am. I calmly packed her bags, opened the door, and told her to leave. She was yelling, not me. I have ring camera footage if you want proof. Mrs. Collins went silent again. I could hear her crying softly. She's been doing this since high school, she finally said. Twisting things. Playing victim. Every time someone holds her accountable, it's suddenly emotional abuse. You're not the first. I thought she had grown up. I stayed quiet. She continued. You were good to her, weren't you? I paid for everything. Let her live rent-free. Cooked, cleaned, supported her when she quit her job. And when she told me to do what she says or get lost, I chose the latter. A long pause. Good. I'm glad you did. That surprised me. She didn't sound mad. She sounded relieved. Then she said something I'll never forget. She's been using men like stepping stones, Jake. But you were the first one who didn't crumble. You stood your ground. Maybe that's what broke her. I didn't know what to say. She asked me not to contact Qley and said she'd handle the situation. I agreed. We hung up. I sat there, phone still in my hand, just processing. I felt a weird mix of satisfaction and disgust. Satisfaction because I didn't fall for Qley's victim act. Disgust because she still tried to ruin me on her way out. But that wasn't the end of it. No, that was just the beginning. Because the next morning, I woke up to a string of texts from friends, coworkers, and even clients. Apparently, someone had started a whisper campaign against me. Anonymous posts claiming I was abusive, controlling, misogynistic. Guess who? Qley wasn't done yet. But she didn't know who she was messing with. If she wanted a war, I was more than ready to end it. I wasn't surprised Qley had one more dirty move in her. She was always the type who had to have the last word, even if it came wrapped in lies and dipped in poison. That morning, my phone was lit up like Times Square. Screenshots, messages, DMs, all showing the same thing. A fake Instagram account called at Survivors of Jake had posted a carousel of long-winded paragraphs accusing me of being emotionally abusive, manipulative, and, get this, financially coercive. She called me financially coercive. The girl who hadn't paid a single bill in 6 months. There were no names attached to the posts. Just vague, anonymous testimonies from supposed exes and friends. But the wording? It was all Qley. I knew her tone, her little grammatical quirks, even her fake empathy. I just want to warn other women, she wrote, so they don't end up broken like me. Broken? She broke my trust, my patience, and tried to break my reputation on the way out. But here's the thing. I'm not the type to play the victim. I play for keeps. I had receipts, texts, emails, my Ring camera footage showing her screaming while I stayed silent, calmly setting her bags outside. Screenshots of her asking for money, just until Friday, Venmo requests, voice messages where she admitted she was lucky to be with someone like me. I documented everything. First, I contacted my lawyer. I'd used him once when a client tried to skip a major invoice. He reviewed everything and said we had a solid case for defamation and harassment. He even suggested we start with a cease and desist before going nuclear. Second, I reached out to Instagram through my business account's media rep. One email with the video proof and screenshot trail, and that fake Survivor account was shut down within the hour. Then I posted my side. I didn't name her. I didn't stoop to her level. I simply posted a calm, factual message to my professional network. Sometimes, people will do anything to destroy you when they can't control you. Fortunately, I believe in truth and receipts. If you've seen anything slanderous posted about me, rest assured, legal action is underway, and the facts will speak for themselves. Attached were 2 screenshots. Her saying asterisk, I'm glad you're the one paying, LOL. My bank statement with over $4, 500 of transfers to her Venmo over 5 months. The support I got was overwhelming. Friends backed me. Clients called to say they respected how I handled it. Some even shared their own stories of toxic exes trying to ruin their lives after a breakup. But the real revenge? That came a week later. I got another call, this time from a mutual friend who worked in HR at a corporate recruiting agency. Dude, she said, half laughing. You'll never guess who applied here last week. And guess who didn't get the job because we do social media checks? Qley. She'd applied for a role, using her real name, her LinkedIn profile, all polished and pretty. But thanks to her little crusade, her name was now attached to multiple flag posts and a public defamation warning. They passed on her application. She went nuclear, and she ruined herself. I didn't need to scream, fight, or trash talk. I just stayed calm, documented the truth, and let her unravel all on her own. And you know what? That was the best revenge of all. Sometimes, the most powerful thing you can say is nothing. Just smile, close the door, and let karma finish what you started. I appreciate you watching till the end. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more content.